Teen Vampire Romance, a funny vampire diary, adventure stories for kids. Written by Jeff Child, narrated by John H. Feskins. Introduction. Lennox, the vampire, is looking for a partner. He knows everything he needs to know about the female vampires in his group, and he doesn't want them. When Nikolai, a good vampire friend, introduces him to a plan to spy on the villagers, the humans, Lennox is super excited. He observes the humans, plays along with them, and makes sure his disguise is safe enough not to be noticed. But when he meets Cindy, a village girl, his world is slowly turned upside down, and he needs to make some important decisions. Entry 1. Weird Me. This is the beginning of my diary. I don't know where to start. Well, at least I can tell you this. I am a little weird. I am weird in the sense that I am a vampire. I guess that's okay because there are lots of vampires, but I am also weird in the sense that I don't conform. I don't adjust to everyone else's rules. I just choose my own way. Are you like that too, reader of my diary? Anyway, as you may expect, this whole thing started out precisely because I am weird like that. Here are some things that are weird about me. I don't just drink any blood. I am picky, unlike other vampires. I love loud noises. The other vampires are a bunch of stiffs in my eyes. I am open-minded to new things. Many vampires here stick to the traditions. I am young and full of energy, and I don't even hate the light that much. Other vampires despise the light. It's funny, actually. Occasionally, I go jogging. Do you know of any vampires that go jogging? I know I don't. Not besides me. I have a thing with elbows. I don't know why, I just like them. Ha! It's an awkward obsession I usually don't tell others about. And my name is Lennox. I am a 121-year-old male vampire who is looking for a female, but I can't find the right one. Have you ever had that problem? I am sure that a lot of people come to an age when they are looking for a mate, but they have a hard time finding one. You see, there were definitely some female vampires in our little group, but I found something wrong with all of them. Oh, did I mention that I like to create lists? It's my thing. I just do. So here is a list with everything I found wrong with the female vampires I knew. By the way, that's not to say that I am full of myself. I'm not arrogant. I know my flaws. And I have my quirks, like making lists. But when I want that partner for life, I am looking for something a little more special, someone who impresses me. Anyway, here's the list, as promised. Lilith was too fat. Sorry. You may call me superficial, but she is triple my weight, and since I weigh 180 pounds, or about 80 kilos, you can probably do the math and figure out how much she weighs. I can't even imagine me lifting her up when she wants a piggyback ride. Yeesh, that would break my back. No, that won't work. Scratch her. Sorry, Lilith, you're not my type. Then there is Helena. She is pretty, but speaking of superficial... Ha! You thought that I was superficial? She has rejected at least 50 vampires who tried to court her. She looks into the mirror all day, puts a lot of makeup on, mostly purple and black, and doesn't hold back on her insults to anyone she deems uglier than herself. No thanks. She would just order me around all day. Pythia is another female vampire in our little circle. Everyone thought she was mentally sane, until she threw the biggest tantrum and showed everyone her true colors. She has learned from her parents that as long as she behaves and keeps calm, she can get whatever she wants. That's right, she is spoiled. But she didn't show it until she didn't get a particular drink at the annual vampire celebration, where she threw the tables over, knocked over some chairs, and broke 3 mirrors, raging like a lioness. I could already picture myself being married to her. Ha! One mistake and she'd kill me. So that basically made her ineligible. Next! Mahira was the next female vampire on my list. I went to talk to her at a banquet one time. There were blood drinks and a lot of fun activities. When I sat down with her, she came closer and confessed that she already had 20 children with 9 ex-husbands. I know I shouldn't judge someone for their exes, but when I heard that, I began to wonder about some issues she might have, especially as we kept talking. Not what I was looking for. I wish her the best, though. One day I met Thalia, an interesting, mysterious girl who seemed to show some interest in me as well. We clicked, we dated, and we talked a lot. Then one of my friends warned me about her. Apparently, she had murdered her parents and drunk their blood just because she wanted to know what it would taste like. Was I going to be next in line to be murdered? When I asked her about it, she denied it, but I could totally tell she was hiding something. I decided it was not worth the risk, so I moved on. Quintella was one of those nerdy, geeky vampires who laughed a lot about her own jokes, talked about random things without telling us where her brain picked up a vibe, and had no social skills whatsoever. Well, like I said, I am a little weird myself, but she was pushing it. Her craziness level was way above mine, and I wasn't really attracted to her anyway. Am I being too picky? I don't think so. If I'm going to be with someone, she better be the right one, not second pick. And last but not least, there is Ivy. Big turnoff. She is more like poison ivy, really. She sneers at random people, complains about life a lot, and told me about everything that was wrong with society, politics, religion, and the economy, according to her own beliefs, which were rather strange. I concluded that she probably didn't have an easy life, and that this was the reason that she was so negative. I feel sorry for her, but that doesn't mean I should start a relationship with her. Hopefully she'll find the right one someday, but I decided, let someone else put up with all that pessimism. So that was that. There you have it. I went through the list of all the female vampires I know. Little did I know that one day I would think completely out of the box and choose someone who was way different. That day was coming. I will tell you about that in my next entry. Entry 2. Weird Beings. Today I went to a different location than I usually do. We don't often visit human towns. A lot of blood we drink as vampires comes from animals. There are hunters in our group who provide meals and drinks after hunting for game. But humans? Seldom. This time, however, I just ran around and hid in the shadows. It was still early in the morning, and since it was winter, it was still dark outside. It was a little cold, but I didn't mind. When I saw lights in the distance, it made me curious. I ran over there, and when I came closer, I saw a village. A human village, I mumbled. I slowly approached the village and climbed on one of the highest rooftops, that of the church tower. It was easy to see the entire village from there. The sun came up. I hid behind the other side of the tower to stay in the shade. I watched as bakers went to the other side of town to get some grain and flour, saw children play in the streets, and mothers sweeping the dust away in front of their homes. Some men were talking loudly, and some vendors were selling their fruits and vegetables. It was a crowded place, and it was interesting to see. I couldn't stop watching them because I was completely unfamiliar with their habits. "Quite the spectacle, isn't it?" I heard a voice say behind me. I turned around. "Nikolai, what are you doing here?" I asked. Nikolai was an older vampire. He had been one of our leaders since I can remember, so for more than 100 years. He came closer and repeated the same message. "These humans are quite spectacular to watch, aren't they?" he said. "Yes, they are. What do you suppose that guy is doing?" I pointed at someone with a bag on his back. "I have no idea," Nikolai admitted. "We don't know much about these humans. They are strangers. We hardly come near them. I know for a fact that is a baker, and that the man on the other side of the street is a fruit vendor, but that's about it. They are a mystery to me." "Are you telling me that at your age you still know only a little about these humans?" "Hey, I've done other important things in my life," Nikolai said. "Like drinking the blood of animals, learning how to become even creepier in the dark, and socializing with the other vampires. I am married and have children, so I just never did any research on these humans." It would be so cool to learn more about them, I said. I mean, just look at what he is doing over there. I pointed to a blacksmith who was banging his hammer on a piece of steel. I had no clue why he was doing that, but I was intrigued. Nikolai looked at me with a smile. I knew that he was coming up with ideas in his head.
You really think that would be something, huh? To learn more about them?
Of course. Maybe I'll come here more often and just observe them. It's funny that they do things so differently. It's like another species.
They are a different species, Nikolai said, and we could use more knowledge about them. Definitely. Come with me. I have a plan.
Just as I had expected, Nikolai was creating a plan in his mind. Entry 3. Weird Plan. The sun was rising even higher into the sky. We were losing the shade in which we were hiding.
Let's get out of here, Lennox, Nikolai said. We are going to a meeting. I already called some of the elders together. They should be in the meeting room in a half hour.
Okay, I said. I really wanted to know what his plan was. When we arrived in the meeting room, he laid out his plan.
We must know more about these humans, Nikolai began. They don't live far away from us. We have just chosen to stay away from them. But if they were ever to come near us, I want to know what we are dealing with. How do you feel about that?
The elders in the meeting room nodded. I don't think they all understood where he was going with this. Some of the elders were a little deaf, and others had just lost their marbles a long time ago. One of them was picking his nose while Nikolai said it, and another one wasn't really nodding, but more so shaking because of his old age. They didn't seem like a clever bunch, actually, but the vampire theory and tradition was that the elders were the wisest, most intelligent vampires of us all. I doubted it, but oh well, that's just me.
Well, does that sound like a good idea? Nikolai asked again.
Okay with me, one of the old vampires said.
Yep, no problem, another one uttered.
How about you? Nikolai asked an old vampire who was staring into the distance.
I remember when I was a little boy and we played Kill the Chickens. Those were the days. That's when the grass was greener, the sky was blue, and everything was just better. Things have gone downhill since then, mark my words. I think that those youngsters should listen to their parents and grandparents more often. Did I ever tell you about the time when I... But Nikolai interrupted him. Thank you, I understand that you agree with me. Is anyone against this plan? Nobody raised their hand. Then I propose that Lennox goes to the village for a few days and pretends to be one of the humans. I was startled. What? Me? I asked. But why me? You were intrigued in the first place. Why not you? Do you think someone else would be better for the job? No. I guess I'll do it. Great. Let's do it then. You'll start today. But how am I going to disguise my identity as a vampire? And what will I tell them? They will know that I am new. Oh, I've thought of all of those things already, Nikolai said. Don't worry. You're going to wear these teeth. They will cover up your fangs. He handed me the fake teeth. I received them and looked at them. Then I tried them by putting them into my mouth. Hey, they fit nicely. Not so bad. I can even eat regular food and stuff with these teeth, I think. Good, you won't stand out. Besides, all you have to do is tell them that you're from a distant village and that you've come to explore this area of the world. Then they will trust you, I am pretty sure of it. Wow, thanks, Nikolai. When do I start? Today. Why wait? Go already, and report to me regularly. And that was the beginning of my little adventure. I was going to be a spy amongst the humans. It would be awesome. I just knew it. Entry 4. Weird Habits. I loved my assignment. Discovering what the humans were like had always been a dream of mine. I had just never taken the initiative. Strange for someone who is 121 years old. But hey, that's how vampires think.
They go through all kinds of routines and don't always stop and reflect on what they're doing. When I entered the village, I put my fake teeth into my mouth and thought that I wouldn't stand out. I was wrong. Many people stared at me. Did they know I was a vampire? How did they know? Then a little girl without a filter came up to me and said, "Hey, mister, you have funny clothes." I looked at my clothes. I looked at the villagers' clothes. She was right. I was different. Well, I dressed differently. I needed to do something about it. With lightning speed, I dove through an open window in one of the homes and ran upstairs. The people were home, but I was so fast that they didn't even notice me. That's another thing about vampires. They are incredibly fast. Upstairs, I searched through some closets and found what looked like a regular male attire. It was brown and green and looked a lot like something the other villagers were wearing. I took off my clothes, chucked them into a trash bin outside, and put the man's clothes on. "There we go," I said when I looked in the mirror. "Now I look like a villager." I ran back downstairs and jumped outside through the same window. After that, I headed to the town square. I loved it. It was a loud, noisy mess of people selling items, food, and foot traffic going everywhere. Half of the village was probably there since they didn't have much else to do. I just stood there, dumbfounded and excited at the same time. I saw dogs running after cats, children who played tag, and mothers gossiping about the latest news. I saw people buying fruits, meats, and spices. Suddenly, someone tapped me on the shoulder. I turned around. Wow! It was as if heavenly music was accompanying the glow around her face from the sun. Never before in my entire life had I seen a girl with such beautiful elbows. She was wearing a green tank top and a brown skirt, and her brown hair waved in the wind as if she did it on purpose to seduce me. "Yes," I said. "Are you new?" she asked. "I am. My name is Lennox." "What an unusual name," she said. "My name is Cindy." "Good to meet you, Cindy," I said. "How old are you?" "I am 21. How about you?" I was going to say 121, but then I realized that 21 in human years was about the same as 121 in vampire years. So I told her that I was the same age. She smiled. I stared at her elbows for a second or two. Such beautiful curves and pointy bones in there. The angle was perfect. I had seen many elbows in my life, but these ones topped them all. Beautiful. Beautiful. Huh? Was she talking to me? Oh, why didn't I pay attention? "I'm sorry, could you repeat that, please?" I asked. "Do you have a place to stay?" she asked me. "No, not yet." "Perhaps you'd like to stay with us?" That sounded like a remarkable offer, and I accepted it. I didn't know these humans could be so good looking. Sure, her blue eyes were pretty and her face was cute, but those elbows. I couldn't get over it. So yes, here I go with my lists again. What I loved about her. She was nice, very friendly. She had beautiful eyes. Her brown hair waved in the wind. Her body proportions were attractive. She had a cute face. She was the same age. Oh, and last but not least, those elbows were irresistible. Do you think I'm weird? I told you I was. I followed her to her home, and she introduced me to her parents' place. "This is the living room. That's my parents' bedroom, and this is my bedroom," she said. "You can sleep in the basement. We have a spare bed there. The kitchen is over there, and the bathroom is on the main floor on the other side." "So you still live with your parents?" I asked. "Of course. I wouldn't want to move out until I am married. What would be the point of that?" "That makes sense." "Oh, there they are. Mom, Dad, I'd like you to meet Lennox." "Nice to meet you," they said, and they extended their hands. I was looking at their right hands extended towards me, but I didn't know what it meant. Was I supposed to kiss them, punch them, extend my hand too, or something else? Were they giving something to me? I didn't see anything in their hands, so I didn't understand what was going on. I grabbed the father's hand and searched it thoroughly. No, there was nothing in it. Cindy giggled. "What are you doing?"
What am I doing? I asked. What are they doing? Why are they putting their hands forward like that? It's so you can shake their hands, silly, she said. You really aren't from around here, are you? No, from a faraway country. That's what I told you, didn't I? How fun, Cindy's mother said. Which country? From, faraway land, I mumbled, hoping that it existed. Faraway land? I go on business trips there, the dad said. Where are you staying now? Actually, Cindy began, I was wondering if he could stay here. Well, are you okay with this, honey? The mother asked, leaning towards Cindy's father. After all, we don't know him. He seems well-mannered and harmless, her dad said. Let's give him a chance. I don't see why not. Thank you, Mom. Thank you, Dad, Cindy said, and she gave them a kiss on their cheeks. This, too, was new to me, and I wanted to know what it meant. Cindy's mother went to the kitchen and informed her husband and daughter that dinner would be ready in a few minutes. Cindy led me to the bathroom. Let's wash our hands, she said. Why? I asked. Why? Because of bacteria, of course. We always wash our hands before dinner. Don't you do the same in faraway land? Oh, yes, of course. We went to the bathroom and took turns washing hands, and then I couldn't help it. I saw something I had never seen before. It was long and had some kind of brush at the end. Strange creatures, these humans. What is that? I asked Cindy. What? That? Oh, that's a toothbrush. Don't you know what a toothbrush is? I had to admit that I didn't know. It's to keep your teeth clean. It surprises me that you don't know this, seeing that your teeth are so clean. My real teeth were pretty clean, so I didn't see the need for toothbrushes or teeth brush or whatever they're called in plural. But the funny thing was that she was commenting on my fake teeth, which were the only ones she saw. After the awkward moments in the bathroom, we sat down at the dinner table, and that was when the real experience began. Well, sort of. Entry 5. Weird Food. As I looked at my plate, I wasn't too sure of what to think of the dish they gave me. It smelled funny, and it had a greenish color. The scent was that of sweetness, mixed with something that went right through my nostrils. What is this? I asked. It's a curry dish with coconut and rice, the mother said. I've never heard of it, I said. Trust me, you'll like it, Cindy said. It's foreign, but it's one of my favorites. I put my spoon into the soupy dish, and the three of them watched in anticipation, hoping that I would approve. I put the spoon into my mouth and felt a rush through my brain. It was as if steam was coming out of my ears, and as if my mouth was on fire. What did you say it was called? I asked, while flapping my hand near my mouth. Curry in coconut milk and rice, Cindy said. Oh, and there are some vegetables and chicken in there as well. Wow, I said. Wow, that's a spicy dish. Unbelievable. Do you like it? Cindy's mother asked. What do you think? The three of them stared at me with big eyes. Yes, I finally said with a smile. I think I do. Powerful stuff. What else do you have? They laughed. That is the main dish, Cindy said. But if you want something else, you can have a drink too. We have fresh apple juice. Apple juice? I asked. Really? I've never tried. And then I stopped myself. I hadn't tried apple juice before, but I wanted to let them know that I was experienced in the ways of the humans. So I finished my sentence with, "It fresh." Well, you're about to taste something yummy, Cindy said. She went to the kitchen and poured me a glass of fresh apple juice. We have an orchard with lots of apples. Here, try it. I took a sip from the glass. Apple juice. What an invention. I loved it. This must have come straight from heaven. I even liked it better than blood. Wait, did that mean I wasn't a real vampire? Never mind that. I took another sip, and another, and just kept drinking until I emptied the whole glass. I can give you more if you want, Cindy said. Yes, please. I drank a lot more apple juice that evening. When I went to bed, there wasn't anything special. Cindy flirted with me a little, and I noticed how soft the sheets and the covers were. I didn't know what the pillow was for.
It was awkward for my head, so I just put it on the floor. I slept well that night. Entry 6. Weird Fights. The next day we went to the bakery. It was early in the morning. I was surprised again by the loaves of bread and the many pastries that were presented in the bakery. I admitted to Cindy that I hadn't tried any of these things before, which was a good idea because for that reason she bought some things for me to taste. We left the bakery and we opened up a small bag with a little pie in it. "That's the best one," she said, "the one with pineapple in it." But before I could take a bite, the pie was ripped out of my hand. I looked up. There was a giant dude standing next to me. He had some facial hair and big muscles and a sloppy shirt with dirt on it.
"Is this your new boyfriend, Cindy?"
he asked. "What's it to you?" she asked.
"Well, if this pathetic wimp is bothering you, then I'm here to do something about it."
"He's not pathetic. His name is Lennox, and he is a gentleman, unlike you, Bartho. Now give me back my pie. We bought it with our own money."
"First, let me have a bite,"
Bartho said, as he was about to shove it into his mouth. "Give us back the pie," I said. Bartho stopped and looked at me.
"What did you say?"
"I don't want any trouble," I said. "Just give us the pie back."
"Ha ha ha! What are you going to do about it, wimp? I am twice as big. Do you think you can take me?"
"Watch out, Lennox," Cindy whispered in my ear. "Bartho is an expert fighter. I don't like him, but it's not worth it seeing you get beat up." "I got it," I said. "Let me handle this."
"Why don't you just get out of the way, wimp?"
Bartho said, and he tried to push me over. But he missed, and he almost fell forward.
"Hey, where did he go?"
he said. I was standing behind him. "Over here," I said. "Come and get me, ugly face."
"You'll pay for that insult,"
Bartho said as he stormed at me. Missed again. I was standing behind him again, this time on the other side.
"Huh? How did you get over there?" he asked. "Come back here."
He swung his arm at me. I quickly ran around him and pushed him over. He fell with his face into the sand.
"Ouch,"
he said. He didn't try again.
"You freak," he said. "I'll find you sometime."
Then he left. Cindy came at me. "Lennox, that was amazing. How did you become so fast?" "Well, I just run a lot," I said. "Bartho didn't stand a chance. That was incredible." She put her arms around me, and I loved it. Later, I would find out that this was called a hug. But whatever it was called, at that moment, I didn't care. It made me feel fuzzy inside. Entry 7. Weird Celebrations. A day later, there was a celebration in town. It was the annual Town's Day, and there were games, there was music, and everyone had come to the great square. People were dancing, eating, and chatting. There were even some acrobats who did tricks, and narrators who entertained some of the crowd. I was blown away by all the things people did and organized. It was a little strange to me, but I still liked it. "Why is that guy eating and spitting fire?" I asked Cindy as we were walking through the whole happening at the square. "Oh, that's just a trick. Do you see the hat on the ground over there?" "Yes." "That's where the people throw money if they like his trick." "But why would he do something dangerous to make money?" I insisted to know. "It's a trick. People think it's impressive." I guess it is. I wouldn't do that, that's for sure. She grabbed my arm and put her cheek against it. This way, we stopped every once in a while to see what people were doing. I felt in love. This girl was so sweet. I was in love with a human. Ah! Was that allowed? Was that possible? The more I thought about it, the more I realized that there was nothing wrong with it at all. As a vampire, I had certain abilities and traits, and as a human, she did too. It was too good to be true. Was this really the soulmate I had been looking for all that time? As I contemplated our future, I suddenly felt a push in my back. It was so hard that I fell on the street. While rubbing the sand out of my eyes, I heard Cindy yell, "Bartho, that's enough! Get out of here already!" I turned around and looked up at him. But then everyone stared at me. Dozens of eyes were facing my way, including Cindy's and Bartho's eyes. They were looking at me as if I were crazy. "What?" I asked. And then I knew it. My teeth had fallen out. When I fell down, they were smashed to the side, and they were now lying on the pavement. My cover had been blown.
"Lennox?" she asked. "What is wrong? What's going on?"
I didn't know what to say, and I was afraid that people would judge me if I tried to explain that I was a vampire, so I fled. I ran away faster than anyone could imagine. The party was over. Entry 8. Weird Emotions. I was sitting on a rooftop. The muffled sounds of the celebration were still audible in the distance. I reflected on the mistake I had made. I didn't see that jerk coming. Bartho had caught me by surprise. But the worst part wasn't that he had pushed me over. The worst part was that Cindy now knew that I wasn't human. I was a vampire, and perhaps she wouldn't want me anymore. I feared being rejected, and I was fine on that rooftop. I saw her. She was walking through the streets. She was by herself, so apparently she had convinced Bartho to leave her alone. Now she was calling my name and looking for me.
"Lennox!"
she yelled, but I didn't respond.
"Did someone just call your name?"
I heard someone say behind me. I turned around and looked into the eyes of Nikolai. "You have to stop doing that," I said.
"Do what?"
"Sneaking up behind me."
"Sorry, I just came to visit, since you promised me you would report every so often, but you haven't told us anything yet. How are these humans?"
"They're great," I said. "We should get to know them better. I don't know how they will welcome us, but if we do it slowly, they might warm up to us. They are quite inventive."
"That's what I wondered,"
he said as he sat down next to me.
"What kinds of things were impressive about them?"
"Oh, well, to start off, their food. Have you ever tried curry?"
"Tried what?"
"Curry. It's spicy, and if you mix it with some sweetness and coconut milk, it tastes delicious."
"Sounds interesting. Sure, I'll try it sometime. What else?"
"They have apple juice. It's better than blood."
"Better than blood? Impossible. I think you're becoming a little too much like these humans, Lennox."
"So what if I am?"
"Hey, I didn't say it was a bad thing. Do you feel at home here?"
"Yes, I do."
"And is that girl in love with you?"
Nikolai asked. "Huh? How do you know that? I didn't even tell you anything about her."
"Come on. A girl who is the same age as chasing you through the streets? There's no other motive for something like that than love."
"Oh, I didn't think about it that way. I guess you're right," I admitted.
"Then what are you waiting for?"
"Well, she is a human and I am a vampire. Isn't that a problem?" He sighed and rolled his eyes. He obviously thought I was stupid. Then he beckoned me to come closer and whispered,
"Don't tell anyone this, but my wife is human as well."
"What?" I looked at him with big eyes. "Then how did she—"
"Don't worry about all the dumb questions popping into your head," he said. "Just know that I have known a lot about these humans for a while. I sent you here for 2 reasons. First, so you could convince the others that they are harmless. Some vampires are still afraid of them, and they don't believe me. And second, I knew there weren't any interesting ladies amongst the vampires, so I gave you the opportunity to look for one here. So tell me, honestly, how is she?"
"Who, Cindy?" I asked.
"Is that her name?" "Yes, Cindy."
My eyes became dreamy and I leaned backwards. "She has amazing elbows," I said. "Beautiful." He laughed and stood up.
"You're a little weird, Lennox. Good luck with your lady friend. Please come back in a few days and report what you have seen. Hopefully by then the others will be more open-minded."
Nikolai left, and even though I was nervous to face my problems, I ran down and followed Cindy. Suddenly I stood in front of her.
"Ah, there you are," she said. "Why did you run away?"
"I didn't want you to know that I am a vampire," I said. I thought you would hate me for it."
"Things make a lot more sense now," she said. "The fact that you are so oblivious or ignorant, and the speed at which you run. Hey, can you give me a piggyback ride?"
"Sure," I said. "Where do you want to go?"
"To the top of the mountain. That way. Then we can enjoy the view."
She hopped on, and I ran to the top of the mountain within minutes, something that would have taken a human being at least an hour.
"Wow," she said. "This is fantastic."
"I have a confession too, Lennox, something I have been hiding for a little while now." "I am all ears," I said.
"I love you," she said. "I have loved you since the day I met you. I knew there was something about you."
"Yes, that I am a vampire."
"No, not that," she said. "Something about your character, your heart, your good nature. Something I couldn't resist. I love you."
"I love you too," I said. She leaned forward and gave me a kiss, but not on the cheek, on the mouth. I liked it. I loved it. I loved her. I can get into this kissing thing, I thought. Such strange beings, those humans. The end.